Hey everyone, and welcome back to another news alert. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and thank you so much for tuning into Boyd News. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more updates like this. And feel free to support me on Patreon or buy me a coffee. Links are in the description below the video. All right, so I received more news regarding the ongoing economic crisis in Russia. Just 2 days ago, I reported to all of you that due to the shortfalls in the Russian national budget, the central bank has begun selling physical gold reserves to upkeep the economy and fund the war. Now we have two new stories that shows the economy continues to circle the drain and is completely affecting the Russian military. Let's check out this new story here on your screen. It says Russia's Republic of Sakha, also known as Yakutia, suspends payments to soldiers. Payments to the military have been suspended due to a budget deficit and the impossibility of predicting how much money needs to be allocated for these payments. So imagine being a Russian soldier fighting inside of Ukraine, risking your life, and you signed a contract out of the Russian military from this region of Yakutia, and all of a sudden you find out you're not getting your payments no more. Maybe you got a family at home, maybe even a child or a wife, and now you know you're not getting any money. What is your family going to do? I can't imagine what these Russian soldiers are going through. And this is a pretty major region. It's in the far eastern side of Russia, closer to like North Korea, and a very large region of Russia. So we're going to talk more about this. I'll show you guys a report that explains all the details behind this story as we continue to hear the economic crisis in Russia is getting worse by the day. We will also talk about another story regarding the Russian military, where a major shipbuilding company has also stopped paying its workers, and this enterprise directly supports Russia's Navy. I'll give you guys some information on that in just a minute as well. Aside from that, stick around till the end of this video because I do have major updates regarding the U.S. peace plan that has recently been announced for Ukraine. So let's go ahead and hop into this. We're going to jump on over to a mainstream news report. This is going to be over on United 24 Media coming out from Ukraine. It says Russia can't pay its soldiers. Yakutia freezes military bonuses over budget crisis. It's coming out today on November 22nd, 2025. And it says here Yakutia has temporarily suspended payments to Russian military personnel due to a regional budget shortfall and an inability to forecast demand, according to regional officials. Finance Minister of the Republic of Sakha, known as Yakutia, Ivan Alexeyev, confirmed the pause in payments during a local television broadcast on November 21st. That was yesterday. He cited difficulties in predicting how many individuals would require the funds, stating, "Unfortunately, we really have this situation. However, the government has done the work. The necessary funds have been found, and an order will be issued in the coming days so that all payments will be made." Wonder if they got those funds by selling the gold that we've been talking about. Alexeyev did not specify which payments were affected. According to Yakutsk Online, the Republic had previously allocated up to 2.6 million rubles, approximately $29,000 per contract soldier, with contributions divided among federal 400,000 rubles or $4,500, regional 1.8 million rubles or $20,000, and municipal budgets 400,000 rubles, $4,500. Okay, so we continue to hear that many of these regions, sometimes they're slashing payments to soldiers, other times they're temporarily freezing payments to soldiers, like we're seeing here. It does state that the government has found a solution. They've got the necessary funds, and apparently this will be resolved in a short time. But this really shows, again, how Russia does not have enough money to fund these soldiers and this war. They are completely running out of cash, and it's getting worse by the day. Here's more information. Additional compensation of up to 750,000 rubles, around $8,300, was offered for injuries, and 1 million rubles, roughly $11,000, in the event of death. As of late September 2025, Russia's regional budgets reported a cumulative deficit of 724.8 billion rubles, approximately 8.1 billion, reversing a surplus of 472.1 billion rubles, or $5.3 billion, recorded at the same point in 2024. A total of 68 regions were running deficits by that time, up from 45 the previous year. Wow, some more regions running a major budget deficit. In October, regional governments in Tatarstan, Chuvashia, Mariel, and Belgorod lowered enlistment payouts, while others canceled additional bonuses altogether. Yeah, that was a huge report coming out last month. All these different regions lowering their payouts for soldiers. In Tatarstan, the one-time signing bonus dropped from 2.7 million rubles, $30,000 to 400,000 rubles or $4,500. In St. Petersburg, a gubernatorial bonus of 1.6 million rubles, $17,800 was eliminated entirely. Earlier, the Yaroslavl shipbuilding plant, one of Russia's key military shipbuilders, reportedly halted salary payments to its 850 employees due to funding delays from the Ministry of Defense. Wages have been frozen since late September, with management blaming blocked accounts and unpaid government contracts. The plant, which builds landing and patrol ships, has faced tightened Western sanctions since 2019, further restricting its operations. That's actually what we're going to talk about now. We're going to jump on over to that report talking about this shipbuilding company known as Yaroslavl. So now we're hearing from them. They're having issues paying their workers due to a shortfall in the Ministry of Defense providing funds to this agency. So let's jump on over here now to United 24 Media. Russian warship builder stops paying workers amid Ministry of Defense cash freeze and sanctions. So yeah, think about that. When everybody says that sanctions don't work, maybe in some sense, no, they don't work. But in some ways, they really do. We can definitely see the shortfall in funds here with the Ministry of Defense, the government of Russia, and then their inability to pay certain sectors like this that are connected to the Russian military. So this is coming out today, November 22nd, 2025. And it says here the Yaroslavl shipbuilding plant, a key Russian defense contractor, has reportedly failed to pay its workers for nearly 2 months. Imagine working for 2 months, no pay. Employees cite halted funding from the Russian Ministry of Defense as the main cause of the disruption, which has led to partial shutdowns of production facilities and forced downtime for staff. According to the Moscow Times, workers confirmed that the last salary payments were made in late September. Some employees speaking to local outlets Soroka and Komsomolskaya, kind of hard to pronounce, sorry guys, Pravda, said they were promised full payment by October 23rd, but the funds never arrived. That was a month ago, and these people still haven't gotten paid. Management reportedly told employees that the Ministry of Defense had not transferred money for contracted work. Okay, so this is due to the Ministry of Defense freezing funds and then obviously sanctions being slammed down onto this company. It also says here the plant employs around 850 people and produces both civilian and military vessels, including landing ships, patrol boats, and naval support vessels. In 2024, the shipyard delivered a Project 02221 harbor patrol craft to Russia's Pacific Fleet. However, ongoing financial issues have left many workshops idle. Workers have been sent home or placed on leave, with some invoking Article 142 of the Russian Labor Code, allowing them to suspend work due to non-payment. Some employees filed complaints with Russia's Labor Inspectorate, but responses indicated that wages were frozen due to the tax-related account blocks. The company itself confirmed that it is waiting on funding from the Ministry of Defense to resolve this issue. Finally, it says here the Yaroslavl shipbuilding plant has been under international sanctions since 2019 due to its ties to Russia's defense industry. Those restrictions were tightened following the full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022, with additional sanctions imposed by the US, EU, Canada, Switzerland, Japan, and Ukraine. Earlier in August, a brand new Russian Navy tug, Kapitan Ushakov Project 23470, sank during final outfitting at the Baltic Shipyard in St. Petersburg. The pier was leased by the Yaroslavl shipbuilding plant, which was responsible for completing the vessel. Okay, so we can see major companies inside of Russia, like this Yaroslavl shipbuilding plant, connected directly to the Russian military. They're having big problems, guys. They can't fund any sector of the Russian military at all, and we continue to hear about this more every day, so it's crazy what we're hearing about that. Now let's jump on over to X. I'm going to give you guys a few quick updates regarding this peace plan that the U.S. has unveiled recently for Ukraine. This is going to be from Nexta. European leaders have revised the controversial peace plan for Ukraine and sent their own version to the United States. According to Spiegel, that's going to be Der Spiegel, which is a magazine out of Germany. Work on the document had been underway since Friday evening. Okay, so big updates here. Looks like European leaders have revised this peace plan and sent their version of a counter proposal back over to the United States for their review. And apparently, I think tomorrow we're supposed to be seeing a major meeting of EU leaders on top of Ukrainian delegation and U.S. delegations are going to be meeting in Geneva, Switzerland for a major meeting or talks on this peace plan, and they will probably be presenting this counter proposal to the United States while they are there. So expect that tomorrow. Finally, one last update here, War Translated. Trump says his Ukraine peace plan isn't final. Asked if it's the ultimate offer, he replied no. He also noted Zelensky can keep fighting as long as he wants if Kiev rejects the plan. So, yeah, that's what Trump was saying here on the White House lawn today while he was speaking to reporters. Basically saying that no, this is not his final offer. Apparently, they're going to be open to making some sort of amendments to this plan. He just wants this war to get over with, apparently. But he also mentioned that if Ukraine decides to reject any parts of this plan, that Ukraine's just going to have to keep fighting. And now the big question is the U.S. going to withdraw support for Ukraine? Are they going to pull away weapon supplies for Ukraine? And then also, are they going to withdraw intelligence? It'll have to get interesting here very soon as we continue to see more updates regarding this story. So I'll continue to follow this. If we get more updates regarding Russia's economy or this peace plan, I'll do another update for you guys at a later time. But I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know what you think about all these details down below in the comment section. That's going to be it for today's update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless. And we'll see you in the next one.